Hello, my beautiful friends. I have a very fun, unique video for you today. It is called Mind Yoga and it is mind-blowing. Okay, so I have to give a quick shout out to a man whose name I forget, which is awful. But there is an incredible teacher that I met in Copenhagen, Thailand. So if anybody knows this person and can tell me his name, please let me know, because I would love, 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 love to credit him for this concept. This is not my concept. I think it was like James or Jim or something. This American man who was teaching these mind yoga classes in Copenhagen, Thailand, like a year and a half ago. And I went to them and they just were absolutely, they really did blow my mind, no pun intended. And he talked about wanting to maybe develop a book or a Facebook or whatever, but he never developed anything. And I have searched it everywhere and I cannot find this man's name. I cannot find it. So if anyone knows, please let me know, because I would love to credit him. He is absolutely brilliant. But here is the incredible concept. And I'm only gonna be able to share what I remember of it. So I'm gonna continue to try to seek him out and share more and promote his concepts, because they're just brilliant. And so when I went to this class with this man, it was an experimental practice that he was giving away these workshops for free, because he wanted to test out this concept of mind yoga. And the whole idea is that what we believe, our memories, carry so much emotional weight, and that we can actually change our memories and change our beliefs as well, right? We know this. And completely change our reality and heal trauma, like deep, powerful lifetimes of trauma through this practice, very simple practice, okay? I'm gonna teach it to you today. So the idea is that, say for example, I have a traumatic memory from my childhood, or maybe getting bullied at recess in elementary school, okay? I'm just gonna make something up here. And of course I also got bullied at recess in elementary school. So no, I think I can reference a real memory here. And what you're gonna try to do is you're gonna try to recall that memory, right? And the interesting thing about the physical body, our emotional body, the response is when we recall a memory, we're not actually recalling what it felt like in that moment. We are recalling the images, the words, the almost facts of that moment. And then our body, our emotional system, is actually recreating that emotion in our body. And it almost feels like we're recalling the emotion, but actually it's like an emotion that's being created right now in this moment from a recalled images or sounds or smells or thoughts, these things, okay? And so the idea with mind yoga is that we actually want to neutralize that emotional response of the body and bring the nervous system to a state of peace and calm with those memories, okay? And so the way that this magnificent man taught it was that, so say I'm recalling a memory of being bullied in elementary school at recess, and I can remember like a blue playground and like red details and like a yellow slide. And I remember these kids being mean to me, and I just remember being next to this yellow slide, okay? And so I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna go into that memory. What are all the things I see? And I'm like, okay, the yellow slide. Well, then now I'm gonna open my eyes and I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna be like, okay, what else is yellow? Well, that's yellow, and that flower's yellow, and that towel's yellow, and I'm just gonna look at the sun is making that yellow, and and then I'm gonna do it again. What else do I see? Well, I remember there was this thing in recess that was like a thing you could climb on, and it was a big circle. I'm gonna open my eyes. What else is a circle around me? Well, that satellite dish and the sun and those light bulbs and that cat wheel that the cats run on a circle, and my lens cap and my lens is circle. And so it's like you keep doing that and you'll slowly actually feel, try it for yourself, the emotional response of that memory dissolving, okay? So that's one way you can practice mind yoga. And so again, what you're doing is you're bringing this memory that your body creates, the emotions that happen in that moment, or that your body So say I had a traumatic experience with this bullying, and it's also carrying, 30 more years of weight on it, of every moment that I've ever felt sad about bullying, or moments I've tried to self-heal, but maybe they didn't work. And it's like all these other things that are just layered on top of it, that my body is triggering this emotional, physical response right now. And so you're just kind of adding to the emotional trauma that's trapped in the body, right? And so we can let ourselves feel that, and that's for sure a way to dissolve some of it, but a way to dissolve the memories attachment to that feeling so that we don't feel it again is to do a practice like this. And so what we're doing is we're like neutralizing that memory. And it's not even that, maybe next time we recall the memory, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, sure, we'll also remember this moment that I'm looking around and neutralizing it. Maybe you won't. But what you're doing is you're still taking that emotional response of the current body away from that memory, and therefore healing emotional trauma in your body and healing emotional traumatic or healing traumatic your memories. The other thing that you can do that is it takes this even a step further and is even more incredible and mind-blowing, because the mind is so powerful. I don't want the mind to rule my life and my reality. I want to rule and live my life from my heart and my intuition and my feelings and my guts. But the mind is the coolest tool ever that we're given in this reality. And I love to use it for things like this. So taking it a step further with mind yoga, the other practice that this amazing man taught was that you can heal childhood trauma, lifetimes of trauma, things like this by this. So say, for example, wow, now I'm trying to think of an example. I think the one that he gave in it was like, say that your mother wasn't always around when you were growing up, okay? And so you just carry this weight inside of you, this pain of feeling alone, and why wasn't she there, and this grudge and this anger and all of these things. And so you can actually go in and create memories in your body and in your mind. And no, that doesn't mean that we're ignoring our past, that we are forgetting or being unrealistic or being delusional. No, I still know, if this is me living this example, I still know that my mother wasn't around. I still know the truth. I still know that I practiced this mind yoga and shifted my physical, emotional, energetic response. I know that I freed myself from this trauma through this practice, but I still know the truth, right? And so the practice is then I would close my eyes and I would imagine, I would give myself the gift of those memories that I always wanted. I would imagine every freaking thing I ever wanted, every juicy experience I ever wanted, where I'm like imagining my mother taking me to the park and throwing me up in the beautiful sunshine and air and holding me and telling me how much she loves me. I'm imagining being 8 and my mom quitting her job to stay with me forever. You can be unrealistic. I imagine being 2 and my mom buying me a castle and ponies, anything you want. But maybe also do it where you feel it, like you really you can go big, but do you feel that? And then create that memory. Imagine, what does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does she look like? What is she saying? What does it feel like in my body? Be in each memory for a while and feel her love flooding your body. Feel you loving yourself and knowing how worthy you are of her love flooding your body, and create yourself as many memories as you want. Maybe you have a memory of your parents getting divorced and it was a really traumatic, big argument for you. Rewrite that memory for yourself. Imagine them stopping arguing and looking at you and being like, I'm so sorry. How is this affecting you? We love you. We love each other. It's okay. Explaining why they're getting divorced. Create whatever memories you want to in your mind and in your reality, and watch yourself relax. Feel as those energetic densities in your body start to dissipate and fade and move away. Feel yourself take a huge breath of fresh air. And again, you're always gonna know what your truth was, but you're no longer gonna feel that pain. You're no longer gonna carry it into every moment of every day of your life anymore. You are freeing yourself because you deserve to be free. You are neutralizing that emotional, energetic response to that memory. You're giving yourself everything you ever wanted and deserved, while still knowing what your true reality is and was and what happened. But you're moving away from that past and you're into the present. You can take this a step further, and this wasn't something that I experienced this wonderful man teaching, but that I would imagine he would teach with this, is that you can also do this with your future. You can imagine yourself being, I don't know, filthy rich, for example, and or with the most incredible family and partner and children and whatever you want out of your life, being super creatively successful, whatever you want, sleeping every day, all day, anything you want, you can imagine, you can put that memory into your reality, and you can watch. Well, first, it's great to understand what is your initial emotional response to that experience. Are you imagining that you have a bunch of money, but you feel restricted and constrained, and maybe voices of unworthiness or pain come up? Well, first, let's sit with those. And you can, go into a deep process of that, or you can just go into okay, I'm going to breathe into this, and I'm going to keep imagining myself, keep creating these memories of me having all of this money until I feel comfortable with it, until I no longer am afraid of having that much money, until I'm no longer feeling inadequate or unworthy of having that much. Or I'm going to keep telling myself how worthy I am. Or I'm going to create a memory where somebody hands me $1 million just for fun, and they tell me it's because I'm so loved and worthy and beautiful and inside and out, and I've done so much and I've done enough and I can just rest now, and whatever you want. But you can use the power of the mind. You can bend your memories, your beliefs, the power of the mind. Do the mind yoga, and therefore you can shift your emotional, physical, and energetic response in body, which we all know then creates our literal reality. And so whether I'm doing mind yoga for the past or the future, when I am releasing that emotional baggage, when I'm releasing that dense response to a traumatic past memory or a anxiety-ridden, fearful, imposter syndrome future memory, when I'm releasing that, then I'm literally releasing that from my reality, and I'm changing my reality. I am allowing the energy of abundance to find me because I no longer have blocks, energetic blocks, emotional blocks to it. I am allowing the energy of love that maybe I didn't feel like I had as a child, but I wanted so badly, and therefore I also seek in my future relationships. I'm bringing those walls down, and I'm allowing that energy of love to move freely in and out of me. And so that's where I found the power of mind yoga. Thank you for watching. Again, if you know who this incredible man is, please let me know. He literally calls it mind yoga. I would love to credit him. I'd love to collaborate with him. I'd love to promote everything he's ever done because he's so humble, so sweet, so brilliant. And thank you all for watching. If you have questions, comments, like, subscribe, the whole shebang, and I send you so much love.